After watching Vitaly Klitschko predictably dismantle Manuel Cha, who actually was more lively than what I thought he would be. You know what I mean? He didn't really do anything, but you know what I mean? Had more energy than what I thought. And yeah, he came in with a bit of a belly. He didn't look primed for battle to me. He didn't. He just didn't. Just being objective on the competition they fought. But unless Vitaly takes on David Haye, or Seth Mitchell gets a shot, or David Price, or Tyson Fury step up to the plate. If he's not going to fight any of them four, and David Haye probably in particular, if he doesn't take the David Haye fight, there's nothing there for him to fight for no more. It just doesn't make sense, really, you know? There's no way they could have sold this Manuel Cha fight anywhere outside of Moscow or the Ukraine or Germany. And the same goes for Vladimir. He's beat Haye already, so you can take him out of the equation, I suppose. But if he doesn't fight any of the 4 or 5 fighters I mentioned, what's the point? What's the point? You guys might as well just retire. I mean, some people are talking about an Orlandia Solis rematch with Vitaly. And I saw Solis the last time against that guy who I think Danny Williams beat a few years back. And he didn't look impressive. Didn't look impressive. He never looks impressive. I think the Monty Barrett fight, he looked a little impressive. Surely the prospect of politics and changing things in the Ukraine must be more motivating for Vitaly than boxing right now. He's fighting against guys that when these fights are announced, the boxing world is snoring, saying, boy. And we're not sneering at Vitaly saying he's taking easy fights, because he's taking who's out there, who's willing to fight, whoever's won a European title, or whoever's moved up the rankings and is a mandatory contender or whatever. But they're so limited. What has happened to the heavyweight division, man? What has happened? Am I over-exaggerating this? Or does anyone else think, what's the point of them continuing to fight these substandard challenges? Like I said, let me state again, they're not handpicking these challenges. They're the best of who's out there. But they're so inept. If they was to do events like worldwide pay-per-view, the Klitschko's would be in big trouble, man. I'm telling you. Because if I couldn't stream what I just saw there, you'd have to come inside my house and extort the money away from me to make me pay for that pay-per-view. How could I pay for a fight like that? This was heavyweight title boxing. I'm coming from Holmes and Norton. I'm still thinking about them fights. I'm still thinking about Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. Or even Vitaly versus Lewis. Razor Ruddock versus Tyson. Bo versus Holyfield. I'm still there. I mean, Manuel Cha is only 28 years of age. Far younger than I am. Yeah? Well, man, you couldn't do 1 and 2 sit-ups and at least look like a title challenger. At least look like one. It just looked like a dude who was just coming out of the restaurant. You know what I mean? And not watching his diet for a fight. I mean, Mormek. Who's the other guy who fought the other month, man? The tall guy. Tony Thompson. Vladimir's last 2 fights. Oh, just... I don't know, man. I'm caught in 2 minds. The Klitschko's retiring wouldn't necessarily be that good for boxing because there wouldn't be such a disparity in ability like when Vitaly or Vladimir fight anybody. So the fights would even up in terms of competitiveness, but that would be smoke and mirrors. That would be an illusion. There'd still be substandard fighters providing entertaining fights. But the thing is, they're still inept fighters. That can't be hidden or masked. Maybe they should scrap the heavyweight division right now. I'm absolutely serious. Maybe they should actually scrap it. Just get rid of it. Or make it a 16-stone limit. Because that way, You could get fights like Hay and Chisora. That would mean Chisora might have to lose a couple of pounds. I don't know. I think they need to scrap the heavyweight division. I think they need to scrap it. Or do some modifications on it. A 16-stone limit. And maybe then a super heavyweight division. Where you have to be 6'4" plus and 16.5 stone. That's the weight limit of that. That's where I think it's going. Because then the gene pool to find challengers would shrink down. And maybe Vitali would have to fight Vladimir at super heavyweight. Something radical needs to happen in the heavyweight division. Something. Peace out.